Hello everyone, what is up and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a review on the Samsung Corby II. I think I said the name correctly because I didn't know anything about this phone before, getting my hands on it. So I didn't even know that this phone existed, but after getting my hands on it and after maybe not using it for a long time, of course this phone can't be used as a main phone or maybe even put my SIM card in it. I've tried putting my SIM card in it, but sadly that didn't work. So of course I wasn't able to use it as my main phone because of course it's lacking a lot of features, and it's such a tiny phone. I can't really use it as my main phone, because it doesn't really have any of the basic features that I use, like such as WhatsApp or some of the apps that I use on a regular basis. For me to even use some of my banking apps maybe, or even some of the apps that I use on a daily basis, like maybe WhatsApp, like I said, communication will be very tough using this phone. So of course I couldn't use this phone as the main phone, but I really did try my best using this phone for quite some time and getting to know this phone better because like I said, when I got it, I didn't even know this phone existed. So yep, I just took some time, getting used to this phone. And of course now maybe after using it for a while, now let's maybe slightly deeper look onto this phone, onto what this phone has to offer. So here's the phone, the Samsung Corby II. This one was announced in March 2011 and it was released in April 2011. That's been about 12 years now. So this phone is actually 12 years old. And this phone was not just released in this pink color. This phone was released in 4 different colors: pink, white, black or grey, and yellow. So these are the 4 colors as you are seeing in this picture that I've put up here. And the color that I have is the pink color, as you can see right here. Firstly, before we get started into anything, we always take a look at the hardware. So here we can see that the screen is actually a rather tiny screen, and here we have the buttons, the home button, and this is the call pick up, and this is the call declining button. So this is accepting call and the declining call button, followed by this. If we take a look at the sides, here is the power switch, and at the back we have the microphone, we have the camera, followed by this really nice textured plastic here, which is really nice to hold on to. And this phone weighs a total of 108 grams, so that's a really light phone. 108 grams is really light, and this is much lighter than some of our modern smartwatches today. Firstly, let's take a look at the display. The screen is a 3.2-inch TFT display with a resolution of 240 x 320 pixels, which is approximately around 125 pixels per inch. And it has a color accuracy of 256,000 colors. So this is a really basic phone. This is a really basic display. As you can see here, this looks more like a phone meant for elderly people. Nowadays, this kind of big icons and this kind of big easy user interface has been meant only for elderly people or people with not really that tech savvy. And now onto the operating service of this phone. As you can see here, this is really pretty basic user interface, and this phone is actually run by TouchWiz UI. I think many of the older Samsung users might be familiar with this. So that's basically it about the technical specifications of this phone. Like I said, this phone is a really basic phone, and there isn't really much about it. There are like 4 pages and all of it are filled with gigantic apps, and you can see here these are really basics. So there's task, email, clock, and so on and so forth. That's really about the technical specifications of this phone. And as for the camera of this phone, there's a single rear camera and there's no front-facing camera. So you can't really take selfies with this phone. But there's one rear camera which is 2 megapixel single camera, and it can take videos at 320p at 15 frames per second. Right, let's open the camera app, and I think we can just take a look. So we can have like a slight idea on how a 320p camera looks like. There's a 3.5mm headphone jack here, which you can either watch videos using this video player. This phone also has a 1000 mAh lithium ion removable battery, and as for the removable battery, I also just figured out. So let's just open it up and let me just show you the 1000 mAh removable battery. So here's the phone. I think after opening it up, it looks kind of nice too. So let's take it out, and here we can see this is the 1000 mAh. We can see how thin the battery is. Of course, newer Samsung phones battery also small, but they're not this thin. They are much thicker, like all those ones with removable batteries I'm talking about. So this is just a 1000 mAh battery, and the SIM card slot is inside here. We remove the battery and we put the SIM card slot. This is the old type big SIM. Is the gigantic SIM that we put in here, and this is the memory card slot, expandable memory. And talking about expandable memory, this one comes with only 26 megabyte of internal memory, just 26 megabytes of internal memory. But of course, there's always a SD card slot here for us to insert our SD cards for photos, videos, and things like that. So just to expand the storage. This is the home screen. So here we can see that there are widgets, and if you swipe to the side, it's all widgets. So the home screen it's only widgets. And here we have keypads. We can type in phone numbers and we can make a call, but we don't really have a SIM card inside here, so that doesn't work. And we can click on here and maybe type a message to someone. But what I find it weird is that even though this is a touchscreen phone, the way for us to type messages still looks like it's in an old phone. Like we just gotta manually click the letters that we wanna get typing, because there's the only option is numbers and the other one is this is numbers. Then we have got the symbols here, got the exclamation mark, plus, minus, whatever, and then we've got the letters, and it's all like this jumbled up format, and it's not like in one keyboard format like we have on the newer phones. That's the keyboard on this phone, so you gotta use it like a old phone, like I said. Now if you go in here, we have the dictionary, the memo, and basically like I said, all basic phone. Let's open the dictionary and take a look at it. If the dictionary doesn't work, now onto the memo. Let's open to look at the memo, then let's just create a memo. This just feels like the old nostalgic Apple memo with the yellow pages. Now is the account, which is basically we just gotta use, it's just for the Google account and stuff like that. Next is the video player. The video player is for us to open up videos that we have on the SD card. Like I said, this phone only has 26 megabytes of internal storage, which is definitely not enough for us to download videos and watch them. So we gotta, like I always say, use the memory card, download it, insert it, and then we can take a look at this phone. And the other one is the FM radio, which we all know is just the radio, and Samsung apps, Twitter. Oh wow, look at this, the old Twitter logo. The old Twitter logo is kind of fun. Just the T, and it doesn't even look like a bird, it's just a blue T. Call logs, of course, followed by the camera, and then we've got task, email, clock, and all that. So internet, this is social hub, probably for messaging, music, and settings. And what is this? IM. Oh, this is the Windows Live Messenger. So Yahoo Messenger, Gtalk, Facebook. So we've got all in one place in the IM app. So Windows Live, Yahoo Messenger, Gtalk, and Facebook. We've got all this in one place. After music and social hub, we've got settings and all that. Followed by the next page is the calculator, the YouTube, video recorder, calendar, files, and Facebook. So there's another Facebook here, and there's one more Facebook inside the social hub. I guess this Facebook app was meant to be a shortcut. Since there's YouTube, you might think that maybe I can play some YouTube videos, but sadly YouTube doesn't work. See, no response from AP. I've tried this multiple times, even after connecting to Wi-Fi, YouTube just doesn't load up. I guess this phone is just too old for YouTube. We never know, but some iPhones really do still play YouTube videos from 2011, but I don't know why the Samsung Corby II doesn't play YouTube videos. Really tried everything, but it doesn't work. Even if you want to take a look at the speakers, we can't because there isn't any music. And if you go to settings and if you go to any maybe sounds, and if you click any driving or whatever, the sound just doesn't play. I've tried setting alarms, I've tried setting everything, but the sound just doesn't work. And I'm pretty sure it's not, the problem is not with the speakers. I just think that the sound just couldn't work. So we can't really test out the speakers. Tried downloading videos, multiple musics, and just couldn't get these speakers to just play any sound. I tried playing videos, but this didn't work. I'm pretty sure the speaker is working well because this phone has been well taken care of and it hasn't suffered any damages, so I don't find any reason for the speakers to not work. Despite me trying so many times, now I can't really get any videos, any audios to play on this phone. Even if the videos play, the videos are quite laggy, so I can't really show them on camera, but I've really tried downloading whatever I can on the Samsung Corby II. This phone wasn't a flagship phone. This wasn't a phone which has such big hype about it. It was just part of one of many phones that Samsung just pushes out every year. But the reason for me to do the review using the Samsung Corby II, because I definitely know this phone is not a popular phone and people don't really care about it. I also know that compared to my other videos, this video is gonna get significantly lesser views. I know that. But the reason for me to do this video is because the Samsung Corby II is like one of those forgotten phones. These phones have been forgotten and people don't really talk about it. Even me, when I first got this phone on my hands, I was surprised that there was even a Samsung phone like this. And the reason for me to do it's just to remind people that the Samsung Corby II existed. I really tried my best to download games so that maybe we can give it a try like our normal reviews that we do on other phones. But sadly, I couldn't do it. I really tried, but nope. I really couldn't because, of course, there isn't a Play Store or anything on this phone. We can't really do that. I did what I can for the review of Samsung Corby II. And of course, I hope you all like it. I hope for those who have used this phone and forgotten about it, I hope it's a reminder for some of you, maybe bring you down that nostalgic moment, or for those of you who doesn't even know this phone existed, like me. Maybe this is like it's time for you to know that this phone existed. It's not such a huge advancement in tech for people to get reminded of, but at least, hey, come on, man. In 2023, I don't think anyone can find a phone like this, especially from brands like Samsung, Apple, with this form factor, this kind of cute design, right? I just found it interesting to just talk about this phone, maybe just talk about the technical specifications, and maybe just go through this phone and maybe just take a look at it. that's pretty much what I wanted to do with this phone, and we have done it. I hope maybe some of you will like it. I'm not really sure if all of you will like it, but for those of you who like it, I would really appreciate if you could give the thumbs up button to this video to show your support and to let me know that you actually like this video. Any other feedback that you want to let me know, do leave in the comments below. It's always open, and I'm always open to taking your feedbacks and to improving my videos every single time I do them. Every time I really try my best to improve my videos. So if you want to give me any feedbacks, be it negative or be it positive, anything, leave it in the comments below. I would love to read them and I would love to respond to all of you. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. Bye bye.